Recently, eBay made some pretty key changes in their spring seller update 2022 that came out at the beginning of this month, actually late April. And it's affected our views on our listings. And I want to talk to you about that in the video and what it means. And really, I just don't want you to be alarmed. So let's get into it. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And as I mentioned on the other side, there's some changes that eBay came up with very recently that if you're looking at your traffic reports may cause some alarm, and it still doesn't make 100% sense to me. But hopefully through this video, we can kind of try to make some sense of it. Yesterday, there was a post on the eBay seller forums, and I'll show it to you here. And this particular seller says, now we see the truth. Now that eBay has changed the actual view counts to show a much more accurate number, we really see how the potential buyer possibilities truly are. I posted a listing last night and the count was over 20. Now it is down to 9 after removing the count showing internet bots, etc. Another was over 30, but at least it is still at 25. I see 2 weeks into May how disappointing views are. Many items show 2, 3, 5 views. No wonder why sales are slow. eBay views are just as terrible as the inactive auction sites. This explains everything. Good luck to us all. So it's an alarming post. You know, it seems like there's a lot of doom and gloom. Thankfully, I've had a lot of good sales over the last week and a half. Really good sales, actually. Promising as far as I'm concerned. But when I look at my traffic reports, I'm showing some impressions on items that I have had up for sale for a while. But on those same items, I'm showing, in a lot of cases, 0 page views. And what does this all mean? You know, why is this even important? It's important because you want to focus on making sure you're listing items that are going to get traction, because not only are your items, once they get traction, of course, they lead to potential sales, but if you have a store full of items that have high impressions and high page views, chances are you're going to have a store that is very successful. eBay will reward you for having a store that is high in traffic, high in page views, impressions, and of course, high in sales, which of course will lead to higher sales conversion rates. So it's not enough to say, you know what, I've sold 2 items today, I'm happy with that. If you have a 200 to 300 item store, it's a good idea to try to figure out why your other items aren't selling. Now, we've talked about this many times on this channel, and the idea that we have a slower economy. That's true. That has not changed since the seller update's been put out. I don't understand why my traffic may have gone down. My page views may have gone down, yet I'm still getting, as of the last week and a half, I'm getting better sales than I have this year. You know, January, February, March, and most of April was really a drag for me. It was really getting me worried. I haven't done anything really special. I mean, I have a lot of merchandise. I still have a lot of merchandise I have to get to. My listing habits have remained the same. I've been very consistent in that regard. So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, why, you know, like I was telling you on the live stream about those Koss headphones. I have 10 of them. I had a lower price than a seller who sold 400 of them over the last year. And, you know, trying to figure out why it's showing me 0 page views, 0 impressions. It doesn't make any sense, you know, especially if someone is looking for my item in a search based on price. I'm going to beat this other seller by 3 cents and be higher in search just because of that. Yet it's showing 0 impressions, which of course explains why I'm not even selling that item. I have 10 of those items. They're replenishables. They're brand new. My photos are great. My title is the same. I made it a point to make the same title as this particular seller, better price. So there is no real reason. So I'm just really scratching my head on why, I feel like my store is doing better than normal. But when it comes to other listings, these things should have been sold by now. And, I'm looking at a lot of my other items. I have some really good items in my store. At least I feel like I do. Feel like my items are priced fairly, yet I'm getting no views, page views, some impressions, but, before I was getting in the hundreds. Some listings were showing me high 200, 300, 400 page views, in the thousands on the impressions. And now, because eBay and the seller update, they explain that, with internet traffic, over 40% of the views that you were getting were due to bots. Now, what's a bot? Well, it's not R2D2. It's your programs, your third-party programs that plug into the eBay API. And what that is like, for instance, let's say you have a third-party listing tool or a cross-listing tool, something like that, something that you can set to automate, or a Terapeak, where you can go in and do research, pull up listings, things like that really aren't user driven on the eBay website with your mouse. It's driven by a third party program. And so I guess eBay has a way of distinguishing that traffic versus just you trying to buy something. It'll count those views versus these third party programs that you may have set up to access your listings and maybe even your competitors' listings. Now, for me, I've gone back. I've tried to look at some other dates, maybe earlier in the year. I'm not seeing the same numbers I was seeing before, which means that they've kind of cleaned up the reports. And, I think there's a lot of people like the one that posted here that sort of thinks it's kind of doom and gloom, good luck to us all. Bottom line, it's going to give you a better indicator, in my opinion, of where your listings truly are. I still believe that the traffic reports are relevant and they need to be viewed by any serious eBay seller. You need to be in tune with your impressions. So eBay will show you a report of your impressions and if they've gone up or down, your overall page views for your store, whether they've gone up or down. And if you scroll down, you'll also find that your listings will have a report showing the number of impressions and page views. And now, if you're getting some impressions but no page views, that means people are searching for certain aspects of your item, maybe not exactly the same item. If they're not clicking on your listing and you're showing 0 page views, it means that your item isn't quite meeting their expectation, even though it does come up on their screen, thus an impression. Whatever it is, they're not clicking on your item. And it can be the price, it can be the photos, it could be the actual title, it could be the fact that maybe they're looking for a certain brand name and yours isn't that brand. Could be a lot of things. But when you come across this report and you're scrolling down and looking, you want to go in and try to maybe find that same item in the eBay solds, the recent solds, the 90-day solds, and find out your competitors, how they were able to sell that same item. Look at their photos. Look at the way they took the photos. Look at the title. Maybe use that title. And of course, maybe your description is not complete because eBay is looking for a complete description. And you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. Look at my listings. And I think sometimes a lot of us are guilty of just simply overpricing our stuff. And maybe, especially with a bad economy, booming economy, maybe you can get away with it. But in a bad economy, you have to be realistic. You have to be willing to kind of move your prices down. And I know there's a lot of you who are thinking, you don't want to do that race to the bottom. But this is about moving your stuff. So if you're into an item for, let's say, $2, and you're trying to sell it for 30, but the market, people are selling it for 20, you're going to be sitting on that item for a while, and you're not going to get the page views that you would normally get if you had it priced at market or even below market. So it's up to you as to how you want to run your business. You can stand pat, hold firm, but if you really want to get some momentum into your store, you really have to start looking at these traffic reports and be willing to take less in some cases for certain items. And that's why I've talked to you guys on many occasions telling you how important it is to source and get good deals on the items that you're selling. If you do that, you're going to have more wiggle room. And sometimes if you want to keep your sales moving and get your inventory in and out and not be a storage unit, and sometimes you have to make those tough decisions, such as lowering your prices so you can move your inventory, because that's what it's about. We're churning inventory. We're not buying stuff to wait for that ideal buyer. You want to move inventory. That's why you see when you go to the store, you see stuff on clearance. You know, ideally they'll want to sell it for 20, but it's on clearance for 5 because they just want to get rid of it and move on to the next item. And if you want to be successful in this business, you can't be holding on to stuff. And I'm as guilty as any one of you out there. And I'm going to be kind of cleaning up my act and just trying to be a little bit more aggressive to get some of this old stuff out there. Now, that's not to say if it's been sitting for 30 days, it's time to panic. I'm talking about the stuff that's been sitting around in your store for months, relatively low page views, if any, and relatively low impressions. There's something wrong with that listing. It may not be a desirable item, and it's time to cut ties with the junk. Come on, guys. This is about making the sales, and I'm not opening an art museum. I'm not opening a warehouse. I'm trying to get my stuff out of here, and I think you guys want that too. So guys, what do you think? Please comment down below. Tell me what you think about what I had to say. And I may be wrong, but that's kind of my take on it. If you enjoy this type of video, please hit the like button, or if you appreciate the effort that I put into the video, please hit the like button. We're about at 11,500 plus subscribers, trying to get to that 12,000 mark. So please, if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. And of course, I go live on a whim. It could be for any rhyme or reason. And you'll be notified if you hit that notification bell. So go ahead and hit that bell while you're at it. So eBay, they've recently tinkered with the traffic reports. And, you could be like this other person who posted, on the seller forum and sort of in a panicky tone that the sky is falling. But guess what, guys? I'm making sales, and my traffic reports are pretty sad. And it's easy to look at these numbers and kind of panic. But if you're doing what you can, not only to get the items listed, but to maintain and continually review your traffic and your listings, you're going to be just fine. And these little things like traffic reports or no page views, it's just all another sign of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you very soon.